year over at Smith, getting the Smith Summit convention going and talking with all the booth vendors and panelists. I also am on the Vanilla Tweaks team working on the data packs over there, and I'm a big fan of precompilers. So I'll leave it at that. Curious, you want to take it away?
Yeah, I'm curious. I've been part of developing the summit as well. I'm the lead builder and resource pack manager. So I've been part of making this whole world that you've seen. I also work over at Game Mode 4 and as well as at Windcraft. And I also held a panel earlier today that I very much recommend. So, Ulraf.
Yeah, hey, I am Ulraf. I'm a gameplay designer on Vanilla. What else do we say? Yes, I'm a big fan of Vanilla Twix. I didn't know you were working on it. That's awesome.
Oh, cool.
I just the other week went over it to be like, what 2 weeks should I do in my free Friday and try to fix stuff in the game. So yeah.
Oh, that's super awesome.
Very cool.
Try.
Hey, I'm Trashstar. I made like a shulker box. I like Minecraft commands. I made like a shulker box preview data pack that's pretty popular. On this thing, on Smith, I made the Baba Zoo booth. If you saw that, it's broken. Maybe like 40% of the time. So that's pretty good. And yeah, happy to be here with these people.
Okay, hey.
Misa?
Hello, I'm Mesut. I'm working on data packs at Game Mode 4. I also maintain a bunch of tools that some of you may have used. Recently, I also am working on the Spyglass VS Code extension. So yeah, lots of stuff to work on.
My name's Kanokarab. I'm the developer of New in Town and New in Town Dimensions, and I'm also the lead developer for Log.zip Studios, which also covers the Crafty and Kipper YouTube channels.
Hi, my name is Catter. I am part of the Stardust Labs developer team. We are the team that has created Terralith, Incendium, and more. I've been part of the data pack scene since 2020, and I also like to use Python to work with data packs as well.
And hello, I'm Nice. I'm, I guess, a content creator. And yeah, I'm a geologist in real life, and I like to use data packs and Minecraft to try to talk about topics that I like. So usually it's a lot of geology stuff and some just regular gameplay stuff, and also a lot of color theory.
Awesome. Thanks everyone for the introduction. So I think a great place to start our conversation might be the direction that the latest Minecraft updates have been headed. There's been so many gameplay features and technical features that have been added. And I know a lot of us have been really excited about using them. I know, like, personally, the display entity feature is one of the reasons why Summit is so filled with information. So I guess I just wanted to open the door to, I'll change the topic, but I wanted to open the door to like what direction the latest Minecraft updates have been headed from a technical point of view and a gameplay point of view.
Oh yeah, display entities have been the biggest thing for sure with like map making and stuff. I can't even think back to what we used to. We used to do like armor stands and stuff, and oh my god, what things have progressed since those have come along. Especially with Nice's videos, like you should really take some credit here.
Yeah,
how much you've been progressing the space.
I've said this before once or twice, like here, or I've conveyed this story, but like when I watched Slice Lime's video when they were introduced and added, I was like, these are really cool. I have no idea who's going to use them. and little did I know that they would be like my bread and butter in just like a few months.
Yeah.
Just outside of displaying and such as well, item components have certainly changed the game. There's no question about it. It took a transition period, but I think it was very smooth. And every snapshot now, it seems like we're getting new component features to make better custom items, new behaviors that weren't previously possible. And it just adds so much more sophistication to what we're able to do and what eventually, laying new foundations for what vanilla Minecraft will be able to do.
I think it's almost at a point where we're getting new technical features too fast that the community
Yeah.
can't keep up with like updating their data packs and maps.
The standards
really-
are unreal. If you were to
Can
make
I
a map,
get that voice segment recorded, please? Next time we get the lazy Mojang developers one. So
Yeah. I don't think you'll find any stronger Mojang defenders than on this stage here.
Oh yeah. No, but like the evolution of what we can do now than what we did before. As in, like now, I feel like we're really headed in a direction where we are in control of what we do. Before, I feel like we had such limited tools that we had to work around, and the challenge and sort of the fun part of that was, living with the tools we had and sort of, seeing where they could take us. But now with so many more opportunities coming up, especially for me with all the resource pack options, especially in the newest snapshot, the potentials are endless. It's almost scary how much options we have, how many options we have now.
that's really awesome to hear. Like I think it's been years that these initiatives were like in people's minds, and we really wanted to work on them, but it's always been sort of like time crunch and putting out fires and stuff, and it's only well, not that recently actually. Like it's been
True.
almost a year, I think, since that change, but we've finally had an ability to sort of restructure a bit inside the company and get more resources to put effort into sort of the back end and really focus on these technical features. And I think we sort of have big teams that are focused on that, on the backend and on the platform of Java, which is really cool and really enables them to do things that really we wanted to do for years. So I'm really happy that's showing.
Yeah, I know I've been really fond of seeing what's possible in Bedrock, even though Java is sort of like my main home in terms of inspiration, and it's been really exciting to see the Java edition flourish with not only new features, even the new gameplay interactions are fairly exciting, and honestly, the amount of engagement we've had with Mojang, with at least our technical side of the community from the Minecraft commands point of view, has been really refreshing. So it's definitely been appreciated for sure.
Yeah, there's all this new content that's coming out, and everyone's always excited for, oh, what's the new thing going to be added to the game? But for me, I don't even care about the new stuff anymore. It's all about what's these technical features that are coming out. Because every day, every week, it's a new snapshot, a new feature. I can never keep up with it. There's just so much new stuff. It's like, oh, it's time to update my data pack to 1.20.1. Actually, no, 1.20.3 snapshot has something cool. Maybe I'll wait for that. Oh wait, 1.22 has this really cool custom feature that I want to wait for that. It's so much new stuff, and I can't keep up.
Do you guys see like the painting thing that guy posted on Minecraft commands like 4 hours after the snapshot came out, or like the frog tooltip and stuff? Like I love when a snapshot comes out, and then like within hours you just see people like already pushing this stuff. And it's just great. That's the stuff I love to see.
Snapshots really power this community.
Yes. Yeah, and even as far as creating or opening up new doors for creativity, like Kader said, when new features get added, something like the trial chambers are absolutely huge and really positive. Add something new to do during normal gameplay. But for me as a creator, perhaps even more exciting were the trial spawners that are in them and how you can incorporate them into new and existing structures and the new kinds of gameplay that they create outside of the structure that they were added for.
Yeah, I think maybe for us data pack developers, the gameplay features may not seem that important, but it really like it keeps the rest of the community engaged with the game, which we also benefit from.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, a part that I struggle with is like I've only been doing this data pack stuff for about a year, and if I'm trying to figure out how to do something, trying to find good information, and that actually hasn't already been superseded by something else that came out is like one, like, I don't know, not really a complaint, but like it's a continued issue that that I have with things, trying to always find the latest information for everything, which I know the wiki's very good for that, but it's difficult to try to search through like a bunch of old data.
Yeah,
It can
for
be hard to
sure.
really keep up with all the new updates. I think we've said that many times now. Like there's
Yes.
just so much new capabilities that, as I said before, not about what we have in our tool belt and how we can use it anymore. In that sense, it's more about like what new tools are there to discover and like deal with now with all of the updates.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that's
especially
why.
with the new update system.
Hmm
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I was just gonna
change
say the
to
Modders
community
have
is
been,
good.
yeah, modders have been dealing with breaking changes often for a while. But
True.
I think for map makers and data packs, it's really picked up in the last year.
Yeah, I wanted to shift the conversation a little bit related to this because I think we're really excited to build with Datapacks resource packs, but I know that we constantly face with the limitations of our system. Um, but I think one beautiful part that comes out of that is the sort of creativity and inspiration you get from trying to break the wall, the bounds of what we see as Minecraft. I think everybody on this panel can see Minecraft through the lens of game design or even film design as a tool for storytelling. And I would like to open up the conversation on how Minecraft as a medium or Minecraft as a box of limitations help you explore that creativity in your style. So, yeah, anyone want to kick that off?
Feel like I started last time. I'll let somebody else jump in if they're excited to.
Hmm.
It's a pretty complicated question, I guess.
Mhm. I can
Yeah.
say that I can speak about like
Yeah,
a little,
go
little
ahead.
bit. Just that like we often complain or we're like really excited about these new features being added, but like there's also so much to be said about the limitation and forcing you to think like outside of the box and actually finding some new interesting way to do things. And a lot of times I think that's what I like about vanilla Minecraft. That's what I like about doing the stuff that I do. Is it's all the problem solving and trying to come up with ways of still engaging somebody and making something that's great while working within like the tool set that we have.
I think that's really interesting because it definitely is easier to reach out to people under limitations, because with no limitations, uh, it's so much less likely to really find that relatability of what you've already tried or what you've already interacted with. And with more options, you run into that issue, I suppose, of uh, people might not be as experienced in whatever topic you're doing. Like if components, for example, if you do something really interesting with item components in the new like resource pack capabilities, it might be harder to feel like that could be something the viewers could relate to as well. So I see what you mean with like in Minecraft, Minecraft's a great medium for it, despite us getting more features, which I almost make out to be a bad thing, which it really isn't. Minecraft's a great medium because of its limitations, for sure.
One
And adding,
or go ahead.
yeah, adding on to what Nice said earlier, when making Terralith, Astarmi had always told me that the reason he loved data packs so much was because of the limitations. Sure, you could make a mod and you can add whatever you want, but you can add whatever you want with barely any limitations. With data packs, there is so much, and you have to think outside of the box. And there's so many rules, and you have to figure out how to get around them. How can you manipulate them to get what you want? How can you hack them to get something very, very cursed that ends up working for what you want? Limitations, it could be frustrating a lot of the times, but it can make development a lot of fun.
I think that's also why we have like 100 different crafting systems and sacrifices, monuments that you need to build, instead of just adding a recipe.
And a recent example that I have from a storytelling perspective as well, I've gotten a lot of comments on a video that I posted recently, I've started remaking strongholds with jigsaws. And that comes with certain limitations, particularly with regards to the portal room. And I've gotten a couple of comments being like, oh, you should get into modding because then you don't have to worry about those limitations. Or here's a mod that opens up those limitations. Not realizing that I actually enjoy having to work with those limitations from a creative perspective, and working around them adds more to the storytelling involved with the video that inevitably comes out of it.
Yeah, one thing in the
Somehow, both of us every time.
every time.
We have a very shared neuron. So you go
Right.
first this time.
All right. Yeah. When working on the Baba is You thing, for example, I had to do the feature where you could spell out words with individual letters, right? Like BA spells Baba. And in a normal programming language, right, you would just like have a string and you just like append to the string as you go, right? Plus A. Okay. Of course, in Minecraft, I mean, the only really strings you have are like in NBT, and you can't really concatenate strings very well. At least with macros you kind of can, but it doesn't really track well with entities, and you can't really compare them really well. So instead, I had to do it with like scores, and so all the text is like a score in base 26. And like every time you read a new letter, you multiply the number by 26, and then it effectively shifts it, right? And then you can add the next one. And I don't know, just doing something like that, I don't know why that appeals to me so much, but it's just something that you would only ever see in Minecraft, right? Like you have to do it in scores and you have to do it a jank way, but it makes all the pieces line up and it's just so beautiful. And that's the kind of limitation that most people, I don't know, in real programming languages, that would drive someone else insane, but I love it. I love
That's incredible.
keeping up with that kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
And yeah, but just like you said, it really makes for a great story when you're explaining to people how you made a project. That's the best part of my favorite of the videos is explaining like, well, normally you would just do this, but this is Minecraft, so we have to do it kind of a fun. It's just pure Minecraft creativity, right? And that's what makes Minecraft, and it shows up everywhere. So that's definitely my favorite part.
Yeah, it's like back in the day when you saw like Minecraft maps and they were filled with spaghetti command blocks, and you'd be amazed.
Olraf, you had something to say?
Yeah, no, I think it's like not a new concept that limitations make so much creativity come forth, and I think that's really awesome. And like I think the fact that this community looks at these limitations as a cool challenge, that's why we sort of have this feeling that these people are fucking magicians, right? Like I remember seeing Sethling's first like stuff using spawners and then using armor stands, right? Or I remember building stuff from command blocks myself as well and hating that. But I think it's so interesting that, like, to me, what it reminds me of is like when I prototype stuff in the engine, like for a new feature, it's always being very like I have to be limited by what's sort of easy to do quickly so I can show it. And I remember like prototyping archaeology, for example. I like hid unbreakable item frames inside retextured snow blocks so I can make like gravel gradually go down and
Oh my
like
gosh.
items pop out of it.
Oh, that's
And
how
I
that was
just
done.
I just
incredible.
I just added a bunch of random ifs in the code so they don't pop out even if they're inside blocks, right? And stuff like that. And it's just no, I really identify with what you're saying. I think it's really cool to see how these limitations bring out something very interesting and fun that wouldn't come out if you have everything. And it also makes me think of we sort of have a push and pull in the design of the game itself between wanting the game to be an editor versus a game, right? Like for example, I remember when we were talking about copper, we had a discussion about should copper be waxable, right? Because should you be able to sort of stock it in a specific stage? And there was arguments for both sides. Again, to the point that this is not a drawing tool. This is not an editor. The sort of physics and limitations of the game add something very interesting to you when you're building in it. Like, I don't know. I think some people might want to have sand that doesn't fall down, right? Or without the tricks we have. Or, I don't know, concrete that doesn't solidify in water. But I think having these interesting things makes this into an interesting challenge when you build. One of the less popular ones, I don't know if I'm going to get tomatoed on stage when I say this, but one of the less popular one, for example, is I am a proponent of not adding stairs and slabs to concrete. Please don't storm the stage. And the reason for that is I think that limitation makes using it very, very interesting. And concrete is sort of a block that's, I keep calling it OP from a builder perspective, in a sense that it's sort of much more easy to use it compared to other textured blocks. So I think keeping it with that limitation, that it's more blocky, so you need to mix it with other blocks if you want the smoothness. I think that's super interesting, basically, for our builders.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
that's-
provides a reason to use the alternatives, which I think is a really valid point.
Now, I have people that, if I do color theory stuff and talking about like what colors are missing, like in the game, that there's always people that say like, oh, they just need to add an RGB block, and like I'm absolutely opposed to that, because like then why have any block, any color then? Then you can just there are some like certain areas of color that could be more filled out, but like it is again the limitation that makes things interesting.
Yeah, and definitely that it's always a push and pull, of course, right? Like I think your video had ripples inside the company even, right? When looking at it and seeing what spaces, like I immediately sent the section that shows how little purple blocks are, which is like my favorite color, and I can never build with it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a push and pull, right? I agree with you that just adding the color block would be take a lot of creativity away.
Yeah.
Not to mention, just imagine the NBT situation of having 1,000 RGB blocks building a whole statue.
That's our job, to make packs that add that in a really hacky and terrible way.
Mojang, stop stealing our jobs.
I think we can shift to a new topic. But I'm thinking of something pretty light, maybe something opinionated, but we all enjoy working on the game through different ways, or actually literally working on the game. But I'm curious how we all think about, enjoying the game. Do we build things in this game that we want to play with? Is how we enjoy playing Minecraft is the same how we enjoy building things with Minecraft? Like, how merged are these two concepts with all of us? And I guess we can take it from there.
I'd say that's definitely the case for me. I've said it a million times. New in Town exists because that's how I want to play, and the same is true of everything that I create, at least for myself. If it's released under my name, it's something that I wanted to play with, and at this point, it's gotten to the point where I cannot play without my own packs, or it feels very strange to not, because they've become so ubiquitous with what Minecraft means to me.
For me personally, I've never been able to get into modded Minecraft because there's just too much for me, and I'm more of a simple gamer. So that's kind of why, like, data packs from the start is data packs, typically, at least when they first began, were more simple things. The popular ones, not as much content, and more vanilla friendly. And that's why I like them. So when I develop data packs, I try not to add stuff that it goes way out of the way to completely change the game as much as it should be. So it reflects me. I wanted to keep things simple and not change it up too much.
Yeah, a lot of I don't make data packs for like single player stuff, or really for like worlds. It's mostly just for like demonstration stuff. But like my preferred method of playing Minecraft is just vanilla Minecraft. Like I like that simplicity, and I would definitely, there are things like create mod and stuff like that I would just love to play probably, but I just don't have time to do all of that. But the vanilla experience is interesting to me, and like I really like that.
To me, I'd say it's hard to say I play Minecraft anymore. It's not much as that I play and view it as a game. It's so much more of like a game engine and a place and a tool for me to use to really create experiences. I think that's a way I've been looking at it for such a long time now with how I develop things, that it is so far away moved from playing at this point.
I don't know if I've actually played Minecraft in like months. Like most of my time is spent, making the things that I make and stuff.
It's been a while since I've done a data pack survival world, but seeing some of these boosts make me really want to do it again.
Oh yeah.
Definitely enjoyed the last Smith SMP. I think I'll like sometimes play survival Minecraft with like IRL friends, but the Smith SMP was the first time I sort of got together and we played with like some of the different data packs. I definitely got distracted by the grappling hook a ton, but seeing this year's Smith Summit, I'm getting really excited for the next SMP to play with all the different things that people are creating, like the new mechanization updates or even the skyblock thing that we're going to try to do. So I'm really looking forward for that experience.
Yeah, it's so interesting. When I joined the company, one of the requirements on the role I was applying for was you play an embarrassing amount of Minecraft. And that was definitely correct for me. I used to think that's never going to go away, because like when I joined Mojang, I was like, it's after playing Minecraft for like a decade, right? But life teaches you that no matter how old you are, you think things are still going to be new. Yeah. So recently, I've been playing a bit less. I only play vanilla when I play like my normal games, because I think it's really important for me that if something is broken or annoying in the game, I will feel it, right? And I don't use a data back to fix it, and then I don't know how my players are experiencing it. But I do play like a lot of modded and data packs and stuff that I find more as like research. Probably like not as long-term worlds, but maybe like play them for either a few hours or like a week or two, depending on the kind of thing. I did like maybe a month of create maybe a year ago, because it was like very interesting for what Minecraft might or should probably do in the future. Well, some of it.
That's interesting to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like in general, the thing I really want us to bring to Minecraft from a bunch of stuff that I've seen around is I want Minecraft to be a lot more dynamic. Currently, I build a really cool town, but it's not a town, it's a ghost town because it looks so empty and so static, right? So more dynamic things is something I'm definitely trying to create.
That definitely one of the earlier topics that we sort of hit on a little bit, but I think that you hit on the nail with dynamic is emergent gameplay. I always find it really exciting, and I think Minecraft does a really good job of this, outside with its creator tools and stuff like that. But even within the game, people generate their own emergent gameplay when it comes to storytelling through YouTube videos like Hermitcraft SMP, or people will do role play. People will really dive into building themselves like a whole build area scene, I guess. And I think the idea of like emergent gameplay being a facet of game design is fascinating, even beyond Minecraft as itself. I think it's a really cool thing that game devs and game designers are really diving into. So I'm wondering how we, I guess, think about emergent gameplay being applied to Minecraft and what could support or even further that in the future.
That's super interesting. Yeah.
I mean, to me, what comes to mind is like event planning. Thinking about the summit, right? The summit itself is a bit of emergent gameplay in a sense.
True.
Of how this was not intended in Minecraft when it was created. This is kind of just emerged out of what the community has become. And I think with the tools that we're getting, this kind of events become more and more possible. And I'm really looking forward to these kinds of community interactive events in Minecraft, especially, for sure.
To me, emergent gameplay is always something to be celebrated. All the time, I would say things that emerge from emergent gameplay are quirks. They're not intended. They may even be undesired. But the fact that it occurred and the fact that players are drawn to it is an indicator of what the game should be moving towards. And so even in situations where, or whatever project you're working on, so even in situations where something emerging gameplay occurs that you don't want, at least in that way, finding ways to still reward players who want that kind of gameplay is really important. I think that's something that, from my perspective, Vanilla Minecraft has been really exploring lately by offering new methods of gameplay to kind of fill those holes.
I mean, for me, emergent gameplay is just about being lazy. Like sandbox games, the superpower of sandbox game, I think, is just that over time you have so many features, and that every new feature you add has a potential to like blow up in how much content it adds, basically. And I love when I add something and people do 10 things I didn't even think about they could do with it. Like it's something we talk about a lot because I feel like it's a concept that hasn't been solved in the game design theory sort of thing. How do you go for emergent gameplay, right? Because it's sort of by definition, it's the thing you don't try to do. It just happens. But yeah, I know, like, for my perspective, the way I strive for it is to try to leave holes on purpose. Like, when I designed the mace, I got, like, almost every person who did, like, a playtest of it, the first thing they said is, oh, you have to cap the damage of it, for example, right? And my reaction was, we're gonna, like, probably you're right, but let me try one snapshot without capping it. And when we saw, like, things that the community brought from it, it was obvious that we shouldn't. So sort of leaving those things that might be completely broken just to see what the community will do with it.
I think that's a good tip, yeah. For like data packs, you could say, like, if you manage to make a data pack that adds something really small, but then when playtesting or on the server you see that players are doing complex stuff with it, you succeeded.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's the emergent gameplay on the Smith Summit where you can try to break a couple things and get some items where you're not supposed to have them, and that's fun.
Yeah, I think I originally looked at it when people started, abusing these item combos and stuff as a big issue. But the more I see people enjoying it, the more I understand that, yeah, it's not really an issue. I think it's unintended for sure, but people are really loving the part of just, using these bugs or whatever and finding ways to explore the summit and enjoy the summit in new ways. And I think that's only a good thing in a sense, for sure.
I think definitely like seeing the impact of a game like Minecraft even on the games industry when it comes to emergent gameplay and especially like inspiring the players as well. It's pretty incredible, especially from like sort of like a modding point of view. Like there's so many different places in Minecraft that you can be creative when it comes to like redstone building, modding, data packing, resource packing, skins, servers. And each one has their own like niche community that takes a slice and they take it to the max. And when I look at other games that I personally really enjoy, like Slay the Spire, for example, it's encouraging to see how when people really enjoy a medium and they really enjoy what that game offers, the first thing they want to do is start modding it and taking it further. So that's something I really appreciate that Minecraft has done really well, is giving the tools and not restricting the tools from the players to be able to take it where they want to go. And that's something I really enjoy seeing being pushed on the expanding industry outside of it as well.
I would almost flip that. Like, I think I agree completely what you're saying about today. Today we really have a huge respect for the modding community and we work hard to try to not break your toys too often and stuff. But I would say that originally it's the opposite. it's not that Minecraft was like good towards modders, is that modders were good towards Minecraft. Like Minecraft would not be what it is today without modders. No
Absolutely.
question.
Oh, that's a great perspective. Yeah, that's completely true. Yeah, cool. I think we're getting towards our 30-minute mark with this conversation, but I know we went a little bit over. Uh, we could do like a small like Q&A, but I know that those can take a while, so I'm very curious on how the other speakers feel, or if we feel like we should close up here.
I got time.
Maybe we could
Yeah.
ask the question about the summit and then wrap it up there. Maybe we could ask what the favorite part of this event has been, and then we'll open up for everyone else to join their own discussions and calls elsewhere for the rest of the firesides. Maybe.
Yeah.
RX, what has been your favorite part of the summit?
Oh, that is not the right place to put that. I think for me, working on Summit has like definitely been like a big part of like my mind share. And I knew like the day of when we were working on the opening ceremony that I was really proud and excited for what the team came together to show off to the world, and that was something I felt really deeply proud. Like I was smiling throughout the whole time the opening ceremony. I couldn't focus because my face was smiling. But the part that I really enjoyed has been the just outrush of people just enjoying it and coming together, being inspired. I mean, Curious and Jackro being so inspired to put together a fantastic panel just 2 hours ago. Those are the moments that really hit me strong. Everybody being inspired to create, everybody being inspired to share their love for the game with everybody else has been probably the best part, and keeps me going to work on the next event or work on more things as a part of Smith, is to encourage that. So that was probably my favorite part.
Damn, you should have kept that for the end.
Oh.
I think I couldn't agree more with that sentiment. I think to me, the community part of this, as RX already touched upon, but also the connection of it, like being able to meet all of these cool people from all of these communities all over that you've only had like a hunch that they existed before, but actually being able to talk to these people, like interact with them and maybe even collaborate with them in the future. It's been such an like amazing opportunity to really immerse myself in the community and get to know people, and I think the rest of today's event is going to be a great opportunity for the rest of that. Maybe moving on to our guests. Olraf, what are you feeling?
I feel like I had not nearly enough time to go around and see all the awesome things. I think the thing that got me excited the most, and the reason I jumped on when I heard about this summit, is the lectures. Like I was telling today, on Fridays we have this show and share thing where we talk about something cool we saw or did this week, and I told them that I saw this super cool summit that is running in virtually in Minecraft, and I participate in the or listen to a lecture that looked like super professional, like one of a game design level sort of conference and stuff. And I think that's the most exciting part for me, that you can do these things and share the knowledge and work on these things together. It's really cool.
Try. What have you felt
Well,
on the summit?
it's been fun. I'd like to, repeat the sentiments. I definitely love meeting people in game. I don't know, it's fun bouncing around because we spent a lot of time in single player by ourselves. My favorite booth was the Flowey fight booth that Afro did. I love data packs that you use in survival, but I have a special place in my heart for custom maps that like don't need to worry about being compatible or like person being in survival mode and all that stuff. Yeah, those are some of the things I liked. I'm very grateful for the help I got in putting my booth together, since I was pretty pretty rough against the deadlines, but you guys were very very patient and helpful, so it's been a good time.
I think, yeah, I've had a great time just aimlessly wandering around the server. And I think the panels were really where I found the summit really cool, because it was just an opportunity for me to join the server once again, and then after the panel, just spend some time looking at the booths. Otherwise, I might not have had the time or like taken the time to look at everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna sound like an echo, but I think the panels were certainly my favorite part of the summit. Both being able to view them and see the things that people are passionate about and willing and excited to share their knowledge about, and also having the opportunity to share my own knowledge and share my own passion for the things that are important to me in my day-to-day life.
Yeah, for me, it's been two main things. First of all, I've been on the server since it was first created, so I've seen it being built up over a couple months. And I was kind of worried that I've seen so much, I've kind of ruined the summit for myself. When it starts, I won't have any new content. But when I logged on after the summit was ready to start, I was just amazed at just how much there is. I still had so much content to explore, and it was just amazing seeing all the detail put into all the different booths. I've spent about a couple hours aimlessly wandering around, and I've still only gotten 30 stamps out of the 50. And then, additionally, after that, I've been in the data pack community for a good while, but there's so many data packs I've never heard of, and so many that I want to try now. I'm inspired to, if there's a future Smith SMP with a bunch of data packs we've seen here, I can't wait to try them all out.
Oh yeah, I'd love to hear about that more as well, by the way.
Big nice or nice.
Yeah, just I think the most impressive or the most interesting part is just that this was all put together and it works mostly together. Like the Baba Is You and the Flowey fight are just mind-boggling to like think about how they would be done technically, and like the yeah, mostly works. But everything here, like everything here put together, and it was done in such a professional way. Like the talks were wonderful. Being able to meet everybody like in the community, really that was the whole thing for me. The technical part is great, but like actually meeting like a lot of these people that I have used tools of and everything has been like wonderful.
Is that everyone? Do we all? I think we all
Yeah.
went. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, I think we can go ahead and wrap off the kickoff. So I want to thank all the speakers for taking time to have just a candid conversation. I think it went really well. We went through some pretty fun topics together. And special thanks for Olra for joining us. It really means a lot to have somebody from Mojang join us and to talk so candidly with us. It's super exciting for us to have everyone and y'all join us for this. So yeah, thanks to
Thanks for
everybody
having
who
me.
attended. Oh, sorry.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you. Of course. Yeah, thanks for everybody who attended in the audience, everybody on stream. Fireside Chats is now kicked off. So once I end stream and close the event, I can already see some people hanging out in the Summit VC channels. For a quick sort of logistical plan, we have this Fireside server where we have some really fun and cute spots to sit around a fire. You can roleplay in some of the conference rooms and sort of have a meeting. So I think some of the pre-compiler people will be doing that somewhere. There's also some spots in the beach in Aspen. You can do /trigger campfire _ something to get around, and there's some teleporters in some places. And of course, you can always go to your booth on the main server. Not all the booths are operational in the Fireside because we have it boxed in for less distractions. But if you just want to hang out in your booth in the normal server, that's fine. Make a thread in the Fireside chat channel, the Summit-Fireside, if you want to start a conversation somewhere, and either do in-game voice chat, or you can take one of the voice chat rooms that we have here. We created a couple voice channels, and if there's not enough, then I'll make more. Okay, I think I got through all the logistics. Did I forget anything curious?
Yeah, that sounds perfect. I think that'll be a great cutoff point. And welcome everyone to the Firesides. Have a great time for the rest of the evening. And we'll be excited for tomorrow's panel as well about shader VFX, I think. As a little side note.
Yeah, shader VFX is tomorrow. The beat panel is tomorrow, and then we have the closing ceremony. Smith Summit will be over tomorrow in 24 hours. So, yes, that'll be a bittersweet moment, but more to look forward to. So, I'll go ahead and end the event. Take care, everyone.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you,
guys.
everyone.
Thank you.
For all the speakers, we can pop into a separate VC here after if we just pop into a public VC for a moment before.
Yeah.
And then we'll thanks
All right.
everyone.
Thanks, everyone.